Love this podcast? Support this show through the Acast supporter feature. It's up to you how much you give, and there's no regular commitment. Just hit the link in the show description to support now.
Good evening, Blues fans. Happy New Year and happy Monday, and welcome back to the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by G Logistics, with myself, Paul Hipkiss, our very own Claire Wheeldon.
Good evening.
Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
Good evening and Happy New Year, everyone.
Mr. Road Mark Adams.
Good evening and Happy New Year to everyone.
And as always, last but not least, Mr. Chris Browne.
Good evening and Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to everyone. No one told me that was the line to start off with, guys.
Oh, Christ, CCR. Well, we shouldn't have to tell you.
Was she in the green room or what?
One job. That's all it was. Just follow the lead.
I want to...
Like a verbal conga.
I want to start tonight's show wishing the chairman, Mr. Alan Watson, all the very best. Obviously, he decided to step away from the show. So, Alan, if you're listening, mate, all the very best with what comes next in your life, mate. I hope whatever you do next, and if you do get into podcasting ever again, obviously, I'd like to watch that as well. So, all the best with you, mate. And it's been good working with you over the last few years. And his input's been very good on the show, hasn't it? Obviously, his knowledge on the club's great, and everything he's ever sort of said, it's very rare I've disagreed with him, to be honest. When he said anything about the whatever. So very knowledgeable on the club, and he'll be a miss, won't he, to the show?
Yeah, definitely.
Knowledge, history, and let's face it, the stories. There are some fantastic stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and some funny lines in there as well. I'll never forget him with the DJ, with DJ Mikey B. When he come on, he was like, "Oh, was it you? Is it? I can't hear myself think. Can't even talk to the person." that was his welcome for DJ Mikey B, wasn't it, when he came on the show? So I'll miss those. I'll miss those sort of moments, So I think all of us that are left now, we need to try and make up for those comedy moments if we can. But all the best, Alan, mate, watching.
Why did we all look at Robe then?
Sorry, Chris.
Why did we all look at Robe then when you said that?
Well, you said comedy moments and we all looked at Robe. It was just a look rather than anything he says.
Alan treats me like human. Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have a lot to go over. Obviously, it's been 5 games, I believe, since we last did a show. So a lot to go over. And obviously, Claire will cover a mainly disappointing festive period. Obviously, yesterday gave us finally something to smile about, but mainly in the main, and being our main person at every game, home and away, I'll come to you first on your thoughts with, Sheffield United, Derby, Southampton, Watford, and then Coventry. Just give it us all in a nutshell.
I'll try. So I never went to the Sheffield United game, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. At the same time, I was in Iceland, but again, I was stood there staring at beautiful waterfalls and scenery. 1-0, 2-0, sending off 3-0, and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm here." But I think
I presume he was in Iceland, the country, and not the supermarket.
Oh yeah. People were like, "We went to Sheffield and we couldn't find you. We didn't realise you were by the chicken dippers." No, it was the country. But again, it's another away performance that we want to forget about. The Derby game, the Southampton game, we had a lot of the possession. We huffed and we puffed, just didn't get anywhere with it really. Blues at Christmas, it always happens, unfortunately. I think last year was an anomaly. I can't even say that word. But I do think that we huffed and we puffed. We should have won definitely against Derby, but they were good as well. And I think Robinson, fair play to him. I think over the last few games, he's definitely stepped up. Kind of forgive him a little bit now for the red cards he's had. But thankfully, our centre-backs are scoring, aren't they? Robinson scored against Derby and then Newman scored against Southampton. Just a shame that, the ex-Villa player scored against us as well. But I just found that I think we had a lot of games in only a few days. I mean, 26th, 29th and the 1st of Jan. That's hardly any time to train. Meredith has said before, isn't he? You don't get anything. You can't train for anything. It's really difficult. Then we went on to Watford, where I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back, really, especially for away fans. He definitely heard sideways and backwards because we shouted it very, very, very loudly. What I think has changed him is the fact that he's had a different perspective, the fact that he was in the stand, the fact that he was watching it from above. I think obviously, you know, the angles that you watch football match, you have different perspectives. But Watford was a shambles. Probably the worst performance of the season. I thought Southampton was bad, but this one we didn't even turn up. I know we had 5 players out missing, but it was just so pedestrian, just so lacklustre. I mean, I put it on X. We were clueless, gutless, and lack leaders. And I do think that some of the players needed, you know, the kick up the backside after the game. I mean, I was tempted to go home after 60 minutes when we were 3-0, but I did stay to the bitter end, just in case, because you just never know. But, I mean, Watford kind of showed us how to play football on that day. They hit you on the counter-attack and everything else. And then we get to Coventry. Again, we're at home. So whenever we're at home, fine. I've got no problems when we're at home. I do think our away performances, I just wish that they were better, because I think we would be a lot higher up in the league. And again, I mean, Wagner came in. What a brilliant assist. First time ball in. Duck, fair play to him. Fair play to him, because he got a lot of stick after the Watford game. I think the one time he actually ducked and let the centre back head of the ball. So I do think that, you know, he did a really good job. I think that he showed what he could do, but he got the service as well. I thought Patrick Roberts was exceptional again. And I like the fact, I quite like the team on Saturday. I think that team was decent. I think Doyle brought us a lot as well. He brought calmness. He brought a bit more creativity. I do think it shows who's out their depth at this level, the last 5 games. I think Willem's really struggled. I think having Paik and Iwata in the middle, I just don't think it's a combination we can have. I think it's one or the other with somebody else. I thought Leonard was brilliant against Watford. And, you know, I just thought that we got behind them a lot more on Saturday. It does worry me the next 3 out of 4 games are away from home. You know, like I said to you, Craig, didn't I? I said, a home form, when we go to St Andrews, we are all optimistic. We're all ready for that game. We know we're going to get something from it. When we go away, we're like,
it's like
this is going to be hard.
It's a bit like supporting 2 completely different teams, isn't it? You know, you've got the home blues, you've got the away blues, and they're just a shadow of themselves. You know, there's when we play away, I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm wondering, because they've made the pitch identical, you know, to the pitch at St Andrews at the training ground. You know, they're not going to get that in any other away stadium. So I'm wondering if it's something to do with that, or obviously the fans, you know, the atmosphere behind them, and that obviously will make a difference. But the pitch is the same size, the goals are the same size, you know. I do think that, I think it's the mentality. We have not been good away from home in the Championship for a few years. I think, you know, there's been a few times where we've seen 4 or 6 wins away from home. I do think he needs to adjust. I mean, we only had 25% possession against Coventry and we won. And when we beat Portsmouth, we had less. And I do think away from home, we might need to try and hit on the counter-attack a little bit more. I do think we play too wide when we're away from home as well, because all the teams were easy to, I said this on BBC WM, were too easy to scout. I think that all you need to do for the Blues, if I was an opposition manager, especially away from home, is we know we play wide, you put on a player out on our wingers, you just go down the middle. And that's what, if you look at every goal, down the middle. And I don't think, because we're not compact enough, like when we're at home, we have 2 blocks and then like the striker. Away from home, we're all over the place, and they just literally go bang, bang, bang. So I do think away from home,
we need to work on it because you got 3 out the next 4 games and they are winnable. I mean, the next 8 are winnable. We've had a lot of hard games, but I generally think we can win some of the next few.
As a plan B, I'm wondering whether we come away from home. It might be worth us trying going away from the 4-2-3-1 and playing 4-3-3 and having Iwata in front of the back 4 with Doyle and Paik as a 3, and then you've got your wingers obviously to create with the 9 through the middle. That could be an option, I think, and that could work with those 3 in the middle together, rather than Iwata having to play right back. Because I think Iwata's been phenomenal at right back at home, but he's struggled a little bit away, hasn't he, in some of the games when he's played right back, don't we think?
He's too far up the pitch. Right. He's too far up.
Yeah.
Too far.
Yeah, and that's what he's instructed to do, isn't it? Because he's obviously playing that role, which seems to work for us at home. But for some reason, again, it's like 2 different teams. And sometimes in some areas, we've got 2 different players as well. But I don't know what the answer is. Obviously, I've only thought of that as a suggestion, obviously. I'm no football coach, but I just think from the players that we've got, you might be able to have Iwata be in front of the back 4 as a 6. As like the one who breaks up play, and then Doyle and Paik sort of getting forward a bit more to sort of like, create chances and score goals as well, because the pair of them are capable of doing that. But I do think, going back to Tommy Doyle, I do think he's the best player on the pitch for us every time he plays, pretty much. I know Dutch got man of the match and Wagner had a great debut. And I'll come on to that, actually. Debuts, to all our viewers and to everyone here, what are your top 3 ever Blues debuts that you've ever seen in your life so far?
Wow. Well, I think, to be honest, Paul, I think Jesse Lingard's one of them, hasn't he? 4 goals.
He's got to be up there.
Lingard would be my number 1, definitely. But yeah. Wagner's considering he hasn't played for, it's not days, it's weeks since he's actually played a game. The way he came into it, it was as though he'd been training with them for weeks. That ball for Duxie's goal was just
stunning.
And the way he played, it so reminded me, and I said to a couple of people, it was like watching Martin Granger coming back to the club, because you had a player that could bomb forwards, whipping a ball, but also had no hesitation when it came to going in for a tackle. And I know he got that yellow card. And it was one that he took for the team there. But he was also getting really tired at that particular point. So, welcome to Birmingham City, Mr. Wagner, because that is the way to start. And the fans have talked to him already, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking of Pandiani. Bell's debut landed on the plane, didn't he? He didn't even have,
Southampton,
didn't even have a pair of boots, did he? And Brucey had to go to Sports Direct and buy him a pair. And he come on and scored debut, didn't he, against Southampton? But yeah, sorry, coming back onto present times, I do think that, we do need improving in a lot of areas. Well, not a lot, but a few areas, important areas in the pitch. And I want to discuss this with everyone watching and everyone here now. The goalkeeper, for me, I would have Allsop in goal. I think Allsop is a lot better than Beadle. I think Beadle is weak with crosses. He's a poor shot stopper. I just don't rate him as a goalkeeper, and I'm getting a bit frustrated now with him playing every game. I just don't get it. I'm opening it up to I'll open it up to everyone here and everyone in the shape boxes. If anyone disagrees with me, please tell me why. And if anyone would pick Beagle over Allsop, again, please tell me why. Because I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, do we not think he should have saved that second goal on Saturday?
I do think the centre-back should have got there quicker.
Oh, 100%.
I do think I think as a goalkeeper, you would think that he's going to curl it round into the far corner. So the fact then that he's gone near post, he might have been obstructed. I don't know. That's what I kind of got from that. But he has had, to me, he's had opportunities. And the fact is there something in his contract that he's got to play so many games?
It seems that way, doesn't it?
Right, sorry, Claire. If that's true, that's even more frustrating. We should not be developing other clubs' players, and we should not be dictated to by any other club as to who plays in our team. If that's true, we're not that club anymore. Maybe under Lee Clark, going back a few years, something like that when we were in desperation. But we shouldn't be in that situation now, surely. Surely it's up to our manager who goes out on that field and nobody else. I mean, maybe Davies does see some... Yeah, go on, Ro.
Sorry, Paul. I was going to say, you know, it's not a witch hunt against Beadle. I want Beadle to come out, and I want him to keep clean sheet after clean sheet, but he shows no sign of doing that.
No.
I mean, those 2 goals yesterday, in reality, they weren't worldies, were they? They were side footed.
Yeah.
I mean, I beg to differ on the first one, because I think the first goal was actually a phenomenal strike. It was on the instep. He curled it round. He used the defender as a shield. And I don't think there'd be many goalkeepers out there that would have saved it. The second one, he is blindsided. And just like Claire said, if you look at it, his positioning, he's going to that far post. That's where he thought it was going. And when the Robinson came in, you could see he's struck it. He hasn't struck it clean either. That's the frustrating thing. He hasn't struck it clean. He's gone through his legs. And for me, I think it took a slight deflection, but I'm happy to be told different. No, I think the thing is, we don't know what they're seeing on the training ground. And the other thing is, the gaffer is, at the end of the day, he's being told by his coaching staff who to play. So, you know, what is Mike Taylor, for example, seeing in Beadle that he's not seeing in Allsop? What is it that's stopping him from coming in? Because I think, to me, we've got 2 goalkeepers who, and we said it on a message board, you put the best of both of those goalkeepers together and you've got a perfect £1 million plus player on loan. Forget selling, on loan, right? And at the moment, both of them have flaws. So until we know what they've got and why he's being picked, and at the end of the day, it's the gaffer. The gaffer's the only one that can tell us why. So
that's the thing.
Can't do anything.
That's the thing, Craig. That's the thing, Craig, isn't it? The gaffer hasn't come out and said anything.
No.
It's like, Allsop's been in, Beadle's popped to the shops, came back, got the gloves back off him, and gone back in goal. There's no communication with it. Not that we shouldn't be privileged enough to be told, we've got to be told every decision, but it'd be nice to have some sort of idea to know exactly why Beadle's come back in. And then you could
the other thing, though, just to add, on Sunday, right, I was in my seat and I got incredibly frustrated. When they scored that goal, there was an instant, we are turning on that goalkeeper, right? And it happened across the stadium. There were people across the stadium doing it. Yeah. They were jeering when he caught a ball and when he stopped the shot, right? He is, at the moment, our number 1. So until that changes, back him. Whether people like it or not, he is there, and he is there because he is being picked. And we should not be turning and jeering our own players. When we're inside the stadium, to some people, that was an easy save. When you watch it on the TV and looking at the comments, other people are saying it as well, no goalkeeper would have saved it because it was a great shot, right? It was a great strike. Now, he then went on to make 2 saves that kept us from going into the second half 3-1 down. He kept us in the game. And then people then began to see, and there was more applause and stuff like that. But the cheering of a player when he is turning out for us is wrong. And again, you know, I'm backing him because he is our number 1.
He's a young lad. He's a young lad plodding his trade. I get that. He's 20 years old. He's just not ready for this football, in my opinion. He's just not. He looks scared to death out there to me. Whenever the ball goes in the box,
he looks like a kid.
I'm sat there shaking every time the ball goes in our box because of him. I'm not going to lie. You know,
I do think though the one thing for me is I don't know if it's a dying art for goalkeeping, but just catch the ball.
Yeah.
And absolutely. The thing is what I've said before. I've played in goal for a few years. When you are taught to play in goal, you get told to palm it out. Mm. He palms it in. So there was a shot again for Coventry, and you see him palm it in. Now I don't know whether he's trying to save it and palm it in to try and grab it, but I don't know. And Mike Taylor, well, you know, he's been one of our best goalkeepers for you know, he was in goal, wasn't he, for a while? And I know
we've had some brilliant,
but yeah, and I don't know why they're not seeing that, because to me, a lot of the goals that he concedes are he's pushing it in. So he's done that on a few occasions. Now, when you are in goal, you always get told, palm it out. But that's what I was always told, palm it out and catch it in the right way. And he doesn't do that. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, because the thing is, with a goalkeeper, you can't keep swapping them.
No.
Because it's not good on the back four. And I think Allsop, when he first came back in after Beadle did the howlers at Southampton, you did find that everyone was a little bit more like, okay, we've got Allsop in. And his distribution wasn't great. But when you haven't played for months, it's not going to be, is it? And I think I agree. Someone said when Laird comes back, the pinging of the balls to him up the top to win a header on, that's what you want. But I do find that he floats the ball a lot. His kicking's not great. Like he threw a ball, and I was like, there's no way that he's going to get that ball if you throw it. So I do think he's learning. I mean, the other day I did call him Poppadom hands because he just went through them. But I do think I agree with both, because I agree. I think shot stopping is better, because actually some of the games we could have lost more because. But then I do agree with Craig. At the end of the day, Chris Davies says he's his number one. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to hold our breath.
I'm going to have to start going with a stress ball to squeeze or something, I think.
A few comments on the message board. Firstly, just going back to the question around debuts, some good ones here actually that you do tend to forget about. So the first one, Tony Coton, age 17, saves a penalty on his debut against Sunderland.
Oh yeah.
Richard Notwall has said, didn't TF on his debut score 2? I've got to be honest, I wasn't around, so I don't know. Chris?
This is where we miss Alan, isn't it?
I thought he scored one. I thought he scored one on his debut, didn't he?
Other memorable debuts. This one, I tell you what, I was there this day, and I don't think you'll ever see a better header for a debut goal, but it was when Ricky Otto scored into his own goal.
Oh, yeah.
It was a phenomenal header, and then he went on to obviously score afterwards as well into the correct net. Pete Taylor has said that, along with Fraser Higgins. Then Fraser Higgins has also made a point as we move forward. So 2 poor goalkeepers on Sunday, and they're both on loan from Brighton, which I didn't realise that Coventry's goalkeeper was on loan from Brighton.
Yeah, he is.
So Richard Notwell has also said, surely Mike Taylor and Chris Davies chat over goalkeepers. Doesn't understand why Mike isn't catching the ball or teaching catching the ball, I should say. Rail bro, I'm old school. I remember when the 18-yard box was the keeper's. Then it was the 6-yard box. Now they don't even command that. And that's very, very true as well. Richard Notwell has also said nobody would have saved the first one. The second one went between Robertson's legs. Maybe Beadle should be further out of his goal. I think actually that's a really good point. He doesn't come forwards very, very often. And then finally, and this is true of what Andy Boner said, neither of our goalkeepers actually command the box well enough, Beadle especially. So there's, a lot of mixture of opinions that are going on there.
Yeah.
Sorry to butt in, because I just got the programme from yesterday. I'm just having a read, and Francis made his debut as a sub against Cardiff away, but he scored on his home debut. He scored a goal on his home debut.
Yeah, not his debut though. Yeah, just full debut. Yeah.
Full debut, scored 1. Yeah.
Oh, you got me thinking, Craig. There, you said if you can combine Allsop and Beadle, and I don't want to sound like I'm constantly on his back and being negative about him here, but I can't think of one thing Beadle's better at than Allsop. I'm not going to lie.
Shot stopping.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Why? Do you not think that Allsop would have had that winner at QPR and the goal at Southampton that went through him? And
I think he's got Allsop's got a save in him, but I think there's stuff as it sounds. Beadle's just a little bit younger, and I think that's what they bring more into the game nowadays. Allsop is an old school goalkeeper who's phenomenal at knocking the ball about. I mean, if most people would snap their hands off at having him kicking the ball around and spreading it across the field, because I think his passing and his ability to knock that ball about is second to none. But he has got a flaw when it comes to shot stopping for me, and I think that was one of the reasons why we saw him dropped. He made a few clangers, and he wasn't commanding that space enough. But then I do go back and agree with the comment. We don't really see Beadle commanding it either. There's an interesting one that's just been texted me, actually, rather than on the message board. And I can't disagree with this, which is actually a goalkeeper who's only as good as the defence that's in front of him. And at the moment, we have got defenders who take Robinson. He made some phenomenal tackles across the game at Coventry, but then also made some screw-ups. Neumann, exactly the same. So there's no sort of stability in the defence as well. So your goalkeeper is always going to feel under pressure and more pressure if he doesn't have that stability in front of him. And it will be interesting to see. And I think Chris Davies has a challenge here now. Robinson, for me, across the festive period, has probably been one of our better players.
Yeah.
Now, on that basis, when Clara is back from suspension,
which is Saturday,
do we automatically put Clara back into the side over Robinson, or do we give Robinson a continued run?
I think that he'll stick. I think that he'll take Neumann out, and he'll put Robinson and Clara together. That's my thought.
Yeah, I think the same. He likes the left footer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
For the cup game, yeah.
Yeah. Chatting blues, Beadley's garbage, Craig. Yeah, everyone's got opinions at the end of the day. We all go down there and we all want what's best for our players, but more importantly, we all want what's best for the result. And luckily yesterday it went our way, but one thing Allsop didn't do was parry it out in front of him for someone just to put in the rebound, and he's done that quite a few times, Beadle, this season. I can't think of one Allsop clanger. What's he done as a clang?
The Coventry game, he wasn't great.
No, okay.
Nor was anybody, so...
No, I wouldn't say clanger, though. I think he parried it back out. I've just said that, haven't I? And I'm contradicting myself here, but he did probably parry that shot, didn't he? And he probably could have done better, but okay, just that one goal then in Allsop's whole time here. I know it was in League One last season, but even Peacock Farrell went in, didn't he, and made some howlers in League One as well. So I'm not saying that couldn't have happened. So overall, we've got two goalkeepers there fighting for the shirt, and in my opinion, the goalkeeper should be Ryan Allsop. That's just my opinion. I mean, I was watching.
Allsop will be in Saturday. You'll see Allsop in goal.
I want to see him in the league, Craig. I don't want to see him Saturday. I want to see him in number one. I want to see him as our number one goalkeeper in the league.
Would anyone? Sorry, Paul. Would anyone think about giving Mayo a chance on Saturday?
No.
I don't think he's ready. If anything, I'd stick him out on loan.
All right. Well, would you have him on the bench then?
No.
I don't know. We'll never know if he's ready until we give him a chance, will we?
It could be the ideal game for kids like Mayo. He's got to. He'll flip his lid. He'll flip his lid if you don't get a game.
You've got two goalkeepers that arguably between them are out of form. If we go by what everybody's saying, two goalkeepers out of form and lacking confidence, and the only way you can build confidence is by playing them and letting them get a game. I think what they need is they need a clean sheet.
Yeah, I was watching Taylor warm Beadle up Saturday before the game, and he scored a hat-trick. That was Mike Taylor. But anyway, let's move on from the keeper, shall we? It is what it is, and whoever Davies decides to put in goal, we've got to back him, like you say. Quite right with that comment. But yeah, I'm not going to say I'll sit there in comfort when Beadle's in goal and the ball goes in our box. I don't think I'm alone, am I? Surely we're all taking a gasp of heavy breath in, aren't we, when the ball goes in, especially?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last word on it, but I think Allsop's positives outweigh Beadle's positives.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree, Claire?
Yeah, I can see why Allsop was dropped when he was, but then Beadle did the same. And I do think it prevents the way that we can play, and even especially away from home, you haven't got, you know the distribution's not going to be great, but at the end of the day, everyone's got an opinion, and I mean, I'm more worried about the number 10 position. I'm
was-
more worried about the strikers at the moment because the thing is, if we leak goals, if we go 1-0 down away from home, we're not winning, are we?
No.
That's what I'm more worried about the strikers at the moment than I am the goalkeeper.
I don't know what we've got to spend, but I'd like to see a new spine. I'd like to see a new goalkeeper. I'd like to see a good centre half to go next to Clara at the back. Like, another gem like Clara, if we can find him from anywhere for the same sort of price. A really good, hard fighting number 6, midfielder, defensive midfielder, like a Lee Carsley, if we can find one anywhere that will get stuck in and win possession back for us and be a bit of a bugger in there for us, if you like. I'll put it that way. A really good creative number 10 as well that can create chances through the middle rather than us, like you said, Claire, we keep going wide, which we do. We do that because our best players are wide players. If we can play to our strengths and have a player just in the middle that's just as good as them on the flanks, and then someone through the middle that can bag the goals and get over 20 a season. Not asking for much there, am I?
I agree with you on. I think when we get if we get a centre back, which is what Wagner said, I think he'll be an experienced one who can sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Because I think when you've got Clara Newman and Robinson as your top 3, I can't see anyone else changing that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. A CDM is needed, someone who can, and I know that he plays for them down the road, but when you watch them, Kamara is the perfect one. He gets the ball, gives it. Gets the ball, gives it. Like a Rodri, even a Zudamendi from Arsenal, Arsenal. Perfect player, gets the ball, gives it. I would play Roberts in the 10. I would have Damari Gray on the right. I'd have Keshi Anderson or a new left winger. Even if Cochran comes back, I'd play Wagner left wing, or I'd play him on a wing because I generally think he's got the crossing ability. And I'd play Roberts as the 10 because I generally think he's got that pass. He's got that killer ball. And we need a massive striker up top, like a Clayton Donaldson. Even like that Derby number 7, I thought he was quality. I did. He won the ball in the air. We need someone who's going to hold the ball up because I think Dykes is going.
Yeah, he's done.
Kyogo, I've lost the faith in him now. It was that Southampton miss. I know a lot of people, and we do cheer him on, we celebrate. But if that was Dykes without a goal in 22, if that was Jay Stansfield without a goal in 22, would we still be the same? I don't know. He works very, very hard. He helps with the press, but his job is to score goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love him to start on Saturday. I would love him to bag a hat-trick on Saturday. But again, he's got to get the ball. But I do think we need two more strikers. I do. I think we need a big bloke and we need another little one.
Yeah.
I'd love
Go on, Craig. Sorry, mate.
No, Mark.
No. So the most obvious one for me is Shay Adams. I would love Shay Adams to come back. Added to what we've got, would be perfect.
Yeah.
If you have Shay Adams, you've got to have somebody that can flick it on. I think back to the day when we look at when Shay Adams was at the club and he couldn't hit anything, could he, to start off with? And then he started playing off the back of Dukey, and their partnership was phenomenal because they could read each other. Now, can Dux do that? I don't think he can. I saw more of him, and I think Al actually said this as well. He is better with his feet than he is in the air. So I don't see him as necessarily a player that can flick it on. We talk about Dykes there, and I do think he is on his way. But you know what? I could also see Dykes playing with Shay Adams. I just think he's got that ability to knock that ball forwards. Shay Adams would be on my wish list as well. If we could get one person, because I think he is renowned for scoring in this league. He tried his bit in the Premier League. He scored a few goals. He wasn't prolific. He really wasn't given the chance, though, I don't think, when he was there. And I think he's got a point to prove. And also, let's face it, he wants to be in the Scottish squad going out to the World Cup. The only thing that may put a blocker on us getting him is the fact that he's back into his current team's squad and been playing.
Yeah.
So I think if he wasn't there, we'd be pushing very, very hard. But hey, it's been said that we're after players. It's been said we're going out. We've lost another one today, Emil Hansen. There's a lot of mixed feelings reading on that around what people are thinking. They're saying that he had potential. To me, he was too lightweight. He was one way. I don't think he had the beating of players all the time. I always do remember his debut and actually whipping in some great balls and doing some tricks on the line, but then went into oblivion. So if he's moved on, he's gone permanently. So I wish him well. We'll just see what happens in the window. It's going to be interesting. Let's face it. Craig Gardner and the recruitment team have got to pull their fingers out because we need to do better than we did in the summer, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think you look at us lining up against Coventry yesterday. The size of their players compared to ours. The physical presence of their players is so much, better from them than us, if you like. So we need to look at that definitely, especially away from home. When we play away from home, we seem to get outfought all the time, don't we? And even in some of these games, the non-negotiables, if you like, the fight and I'm not going to say effort. I think the effort's there, but we just get outfought too easily. And the non-negotiables in football, we don't even do that, do we? In some of these away games, especially Watford.
I'll put it out to the viewers. If we had a magic wand and they could get players, who would they be? And I think there's numerous names that have been mentioned, but what is very apparent is people agreeing that centre half and central midfield are key.
Yeah,
to make things more stable. Mick Graves said Dykes, Leonard will leave. He's guessing maybe also Fujimoto. He was surprised when he saw that Wright was on the bench. I think it was good to see him back. In a way, I'm glad he didn't play. I'm glad he's in the squad. Glad he didn't play because that might have been a little bit too much for him when he came through. Others, so Carl Evans has said no thank you to Che Evans coming back. And then Ilias Chair from QPR, Fraser Higgins has said that he likes him as a player.
Yeah.
Well, we've been after him for about 10 years, haven't we?
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see us actually go to... I was talking about this in the pub the other day, and we were saying it would be good for us to go after other people's best players.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially in the Championship, or even look at the Premier League, we've said this, I think, before Christmas, it's a World Cup year. People want to play.
Yeah.
People, there'll be some players sat on benches in the Premier League going, I'm not getting in there.
Yeah.
I need some game time, and I do think we need to have a look at those as well. I think I'll definitely play Fujimoto on Saturday, 100%. Let's see him. He was so good in. Apparently, everyone in Europe, loads of people in Europe wanted him. Even Coven that lot are going. We might want him as well because they've heard such good things, and we're not giving him the chance. And I'd rather him play than Willem.
Yeah.
Would anyone?
I'd rather he plays as the 10. Try him out. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I'm done with him as well, Claire Williamson, at this level. I don't think I just think he's too slow, isn't he?
Yeah. He's too lightweight.
He's a bit deceiving because if he was on another team, I'd be like, I bet you he's good in the air he is. And then he's another one that can't head to the ball. And I'm like, you're 6'5". I don't understand, where's the headering gone in the game? And the problem is now it's so on the floor technical that we are losing those, those in the air. I think they were saying it on Sky Sports the other week. The problem is that the number 9s. There's not many number 9s out there anymore because everyone wants to be a number 10 because they get more of the ball. Yeah. And do you know what I mean? So I think that's the problem. But I mean, we have heard about Willem's had issues and troubles, and we're fully behind him with that. But
Really, what's that, Claire? I've not heard that. Sorry.
There has been rumours about like mental health and things like that.
Okay.
But I think that obviously, you know, we're there to support him.
Cash flow crunch? OnDeck Small Business Line of Credit gives your business immediate access to funds up to $200,000 right when you need it. Cover seasonal dips, manage payroll, restock inventory, or tackle unexpected expenses without missing a beat. With flexible draws, transparent pricing, and control over repayment, get funded quickly and confidently. Apply today at OnDeck.com. Funds could be available as soon as tomorrow. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
And hopefully the club have as well, which I think that they would have.
Don't get me wrong, there's a player in there, he's got ability on the ball. When he gets the ball, his first touch is decent and he can play a nice through ball. But I just think for this league, you know, you can see the difference, can't you, between this league and League One? And, you know, I know he's only just come back from injury, but his overall game for me is just a little bit on the page before everybody else on the pitch. I think he's just a little bit behind. That's just how I see him.
There's a name that's come up a couple of times now on the message board, and actually I can't disagree with this one. Josh Sargent, Norwich.
They want 15 million for him, though, don't they? That's the problem.
Yeah,
is that the one who looks like the kid out of Transylvania?
He's got like gingery hair.
Yeah. Mind you, it makes you wonder if we. Well, I don't want to go near the Scottish market, to be honest. But it makes you wonder if we can look at maybe the MLS, who are currently they're under, you know, got a break. So maybe there's some other gems in America we can look at.
Well, I mean, you've got to look at players that, again, coming back to the fact that their season has finished. Yeah. So you've seen it before, haven't you? With some of the loan signings that have taken place that have actually been during their closed season, and those players, there again, you would say about fringe players in the Premier League wanting to push in. There could be, like you say, Mark, some absolute gems out in the States that are sitting there thinking,
who have played in Europe.
I could show now, I could break into my team. Yeah. And let's face it, the World Cup is bigger than ever.
We need somebody who's like 33, 34. Look at Henderson at Brentford. Look at Xhaka at Sunderland. You know, they've signed them two players in particular, have gone into them two teams and made a hell of a difference in that defensive midfield position. And that's exactly what we need. You know, in years gone by, we've done it ourselves with Carsley and, you know, other players have come in and Mark Ward and people like that have come in and made a hell of a difference to the team. And that's what we need now, I think. I think we need someone to come in. I mean, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head like I could have back then, which is a strange one, I know, but nobody's really jumping out at me off the top of my head. I mean, the only one I can think of is Calvin Phillips. You know, who's still at Man City, I think. Must be nearly out of contract.
That's a good shot, actually.
Let's get him into the season and let's stick him in the midfield there and see what he can do for us, because he was a bloody good player only a few years ago in the Euros, wasn't he? So,
Daniel Ruin and Fraser Higgins has said, let's break the bank and get Messi on loan.
Well, we're friends with Beckham anyway, aren't we? So hopefully he can do a deal.
Yeah.
I do think, though, the problem is that everything off the pitch is amazing. I do think that, you know, we came into this season with such high expectations. The one thing for me is last season we were always told we've got a championship team for League One.
Yeah.
So what should have happened this season is we need a Premier League team for the championship.
Yeah.
Then when you're in the Premier League, you then need a Europa League / Champions League team for the Premier League. And I think the problem is that we've signed a lot of the players that have played in the Championship before. Obviously, Roberts went up with Sunderland. He's different. Obviously, Damari Gray won at Leicester. But I think that the problem is that they haven't been up there, or they haven't been proven in the Championship, some of them. So like Kyogo, he played really well in Scotland. He didn't do very well in France. We've got him. Quite a big deal for somebody that we're not quite sure about. And, you know, like Tommy Dore, excellent. And you can go through a lot of our signings, which you can go, okay, they've been all right. But there's been a lot that you go, oh, I'm not quite sure. Oh, I wonder how much money they're on. And I think that's the problem. We haven't got a Premier League team in the Championship. Now, I know that sometimes that takes years to build. But when you're getting told our aim is the playoffs, our aim is this, our aim is that, you kind of you hear it. But I want to see that world class. Is the backroom staff world class?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like when you got Jonathan Grounds, who is brought from Oldham, played at left back as our set piece coach, and he was only supposed to be there as cover for Ashley Cole, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's got it. And I think that's where a lot of us are getting a bit like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, where I would love someone experienced to come in either above Chris Davis or to be part of the backroom staff. Yeah. Because I think that's where he needs the help. He's going to be a really good coach. Chris Davis is going to be brilliant. And the more years he has, he's going to be exceptional. We're obviously at the start of his journey. I do think he needs the experience to help him. And I think especially away from home, just changing it and going, actually, we might need, we might, do you know, I'd love to go to Swansea away. And all of a sudden we're playing really narrow because all of a sudden they wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's where I would actually be looking on the pitch, but I'd also be looking off the pitch with the coaching side because I still think we need to strike a coach.
Coming back onto recruitment, I'm with you, Claire. You know, let's go back to the days where we were signing Coventry's best player, Gary McSheffrey. You know, he came. You know, we attracted him from Coventry at the time.
Yeah.
We were signing, you know, Rowan Vine. I know it didn't happen for him, but he was Luton's best player. You know, players that come to us, that their clubs that they're leaving are gutted to lose them, that we've kind of heard of, if you know what I mean. A lot of the signings that we make, we've never heard of. I'm going to be honest.
To be honest, Paul, teams like Wrexham are above us because they've been buying British. We've been buying from untested from abroad.
Yeah, it's always a risk. It's always a gamble.
It's always a risk. We haven't.
Pirro from Leeds.
Yeah.
If you get him, you're going to be up there at the end of the season. Tell you that now.
Yeah.
We should be all over that.
Loads have mentioned him on the on the message board. Tyreek George has come up on a couple of occasions. Then, you know, there's other names, but I kind of agree. You know, we need that bit of experience, but we also think need somebody that's going to give that bit of grunt as well. And you know, I can't help but think that we missed the trick because you know, your man playing up front for Wrexham, he's scoring goals for fun in this league, and we really should have been going after the likes of him. I do understand potentially why the club didn't. You know, they want to go for young, they want to go for people that are out to kind of prove, and when they're signing people permanently, they want to make money on them. So, you know, would they have done that on Kiefer Moore? Who knows? But the other thing is, and actually, question for everybody on here and on the message board, you know, we look at our loans. So we're all hearing rumours. It's the rumour mill, it's the window, you always get it. But if the rumour mill is true, you might be seeing Cashin disappear. You may be seeing Kumas disappear. If we get it over the line, then we're going to see a permanent signing of Roberts. So then that frees up 3 loan signings. Is that the way that we should be looking to go? And then if we go for a loan signing, do we go for somebody where we do pay that extra money in salary to attract the name? And as you know, somebody's pointed out, as Claire said, fringe Premier League players that want to break into a World Cup squad could help us. And this league, we talk about having, Claire mentioned there, a Premiership squad in the Championship.
And I'm not saying we're going to be Man City.
No, that's right.
But what I'm saying is that we need a good enough squad to compete, which a lot of the time you're competing against the parachute clubs, aren't you? And I know that Carl Evans has put AI doesn't help with our signings. And we were talking about this before the Watford game. The thing is AI is good. AI is good for a majority of what you need to look at. However, for younger players, it's not great because you haven't got the data to support it. Also, AI does not tell you how does that player react when you're 1-0 down.
Yeah.
How does that player play when you're 3-0 down away from home? Will he still keep going? Does it tell you his physicality? Does it tell you you're winning 2-1 and is he going to take the ball and take it up for you. I think we need more than AI. I think AI is a great use of resources, but sometimes a simple scouting technique is better. It's never harmed anyone in the past. I just think that, all these players we've all seen, we all know about, but I do worry that we're relying so much on data. Well, actually, the personality and how they play the game is a lot more important than how many passes can they make.
Well, while we're on the subject of AI, I put into ChatGPT just as a bit of fun for tonight as a blues quiz, and I completely writ it off as soon as I read the first question. The first question from ChatGPT on Birmingham City Football Club was, what minute did Roger Johnson get sent off in the 2011 League Cup final? So as soon as I saw that, I just deleted the app and thought, forget it.
I get that, they're paying millions for this app. They're paying absolutely fortunes for this app. I don't know how much they cost, but I'm guessing it's in the hundreds of thousands. But that it's that extra, isn't it? Are they going to win the ball in the air? Are they going to fight for that ball? Are they passionate when they play? It's those little extra things that you go, oh, I like them. Like Juki. Juki on AI probably doesn't look great.
No.
But we all know that 100% he's going to win that ball in the air. He's going to come off with his head cut, bruised. Yeah. He's going to try so hard. And I think that's where we need to... AI is a great tool, but don't over-rely on data.
No.
Because like the other day, we only had 25% possession against Coventry and we won.
Yeah. You've got to have the right personality as well, haven't you, to be You've got to have the right character, and that's exactly what Chris Davies touched upon in an interview at the start of the season, I think it was. He said about making sure we've got the right, he said it's hard, it's hard to bring in the right characters, but it's easy to make sure that we don't sign the wrong ones, if that makes sense as well. Something along those lines anyway. But like you said there, great example, Claire, Juki, a manager's dream, but not only just as a player, but also you want to future-proof it as well. If you are at the club for a long time as a manager, you want players as well that are going to be, when they're finished playing, have enough about them then to still stay at the club in other roles, like, join the coaching staff or, the scouting team like Juki has, and then grow with the club as well that way after they've hung their boots up,
So Joel Perreault has come up again on numerous times on the board. It definitely seems as though this is a player that fans would love to see. But I think Richard Notwell, what a great stat. 19 goals in 46 championship games for Leeds.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting us half of those in the second half of the season would be enough. And this league, just watching the game back as I've done, and also listening to some of the comments that have been coming out. Neil Warnock, I didn't have a lot of time for, but now that he's not actually in the game and you hear what he's talking about and the way he goes about stuff, he made a great point, which is this league is so open that you can't, at this present moment, even predict the top two or the teams that are down there for relegation. We've got three ex-Premiership teams. The three relegated teams are all below us in the league. What does that tell you? It tells you two things. Number one, you don't always have to have a squad of players that are being paid extortionate amounts of money to try and get you out the league. And in fact, what you may need instead is stability. And that's one thing that I'll give Cov. Their squad and the nucleus of their squad hasn't been built over the past 12 or 18
They've been in League One. A lot of them were in the League One days. They're still there.
This is like a squad of 3 and 4 years. And somebody's highlighted the point on Davies. You've got to give him chance. Got to give him the ability to build his squad. Because actually, a point that was made up before Sunday's game, look at Coventry's squad. That's not actually the current manager's squad. There's only a couple of additions that have gone in there. The rest of it actually goes back to the Robbins days. Yeah. So, it shows how consistency around the managerial setup and the players is more key than necessarily the recruitment that you bring in.
Yeah. So as we now reach the 50% part of the season, if you like, we're pretty much bang on halfway through, aren't we? let's do a little assessment of some players and what we think of them that we've signed. Obviously, you know, I mean, for me, the standouts are Gray, Roberts, and Doyle. Them are the three players that we've signed that have been outstanding when they played for me. What about Neumann? What are our thoughts on? I'm only going to talk about players that have played like over double figures in games from the start, if you like. So, what about Phil Neumann? What are our thoughts on Phil Neumann, Road? What do you make of him so far? What you seen of him?
I like him. I think there's a player in there. I mean, he does have he's another one. He does have a lapse in concentration, but again, he's new to the country. He's new to our football. I think, you know, if he keeps playing week in, week out, he'll get better and better. I'm not saying he'll be time will tell whether he'll end up in the Premier League one day. But yeah, this level, I think there's a player there, and he's starting to win people over.
Yeah,
yeah, I like him. I do like him.
Yeah. Anyone want to add anything else to that, Claire? Phil Neumann?
No, I agree. I think he's had some games where he's been a little bit ropey, but he's getting used to our style of football. So
yeah,
I quite like him. I reckon about a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we're giving ratings for.
Can do if you want. Yeah. We can add that in.
I'll give him a 7. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'd say a 7 on that as well.
Yeah.
Because the other thing is, he's coming for, so, you know, people talk about these players that are coming into the club, right? Let's not forget, Neumann was playing in the equivalent of the first division in Germany.
Yeah.
So actually, he in effect has taken probably 2 steps up.
Yeah.
So, you know, the way he's come in, and, you know, has he been prolific? No. Did he had that spell out, didn't he? Where nobody could quite understand what it was. And I think that was probably him getting used to it.
Yeah.
He's a stable player. He has got a mistake in him, but then all of our players have. You know, there's not one that you can say I don't think hasn't got a mistake in them. I think he'll grow, and you know, the more that he plays, the more he plays, the better he'll be. And for me, next season, I think we will see the best of Neumann.
Yeah.
We chased him, didn't we? Let's face it, the Blues coaching staff, we chased him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think he had another few other clubs after him as well, didn't he, over in Germany and in Bundesliga. So, yeah, you know, came with a good pedigree, good reputation. And, you know, I wouldn't say he set the world on fire, but he's done well enough to, you know, compete at this level. He's shown that he can play at this level. And when he's good, he has been really good. You know, but he just needs to find that more often for me. And I think, like you say, the more he settles in next season onwards, he should be, you know, we should have a really good player there. Chris, what do you think so far, mate? You've seen a Neumann?
Yeah, what I particularly like is his passion.
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of passion.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody just commented that as good as Clara. Would you say that?
No, I don't.
No,
not yet.
No,
not yet.
I'd rate him along what Clara was like when he first started at Bluesday.
Yeah, it's hard to judge that though, isn't it? Because it's a different league again. You know,
if you were to if you put Neumann in Division 1, he'd have been to me as stable and as stalwart as what we've seen from Clara.
Yeah, possibly.
And I think, again, we're basing it on a player that hasn't played for a lot of what we've seen at this present moment. And I think the game stability, you've got to look at the defence. I mean, have we actually had a game where the defence has been the same?
Not for we went on that little run, didn't we? Those 4 goals at home, if you like, and I think we did manage to keep the same 11 for like Millwall, Portsmouth, and Norwich, and them games. You know, we managed to sort of keep the same 11. But yeah, apart from that, I can't think of many other times.
So that's the other thing is, you know, your defensive makeup and the spine of your team, like we said earlier on, if you can keep the spine of your team the same, then the rest of the players start to feed off that and they become more confident in what's around them. You then begin to see more of what that player is capable of doing.
Yeah.
But Neumann, for me, is still settling in. I still give him that, you know, 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Gets you a goal, though, as well.
Yeah, he does. And that's the other thing I like.
I think Jason Hughes has hit it on the head here. Neumann is much better with Clara next to him, so I think that's a confidence thing. A bit more nervy when Clara not playing. I think he's right there. I think he is. Got a very good point there. Marvin Duksch. What do we think, Rod?
I'm going to say 6. I think there's a player in there, and yesterday proved that.
That first goal has got to be up there with Dimmies for goal of the season, isn't it?
I mean, you don't get all right. He's only got 1 cap for Germany, but you don't get capped by Germany for no reason. So he's got potential, and there's a player in there, and I wouldn't dispense of him. Again, a lot of these lads are getting used to the country, aren't they? It's a brand new environment. It's for them and their families or whatever. So yeah, I mean, all right, he had a bit of a stinker at Watford, but yeah, he'll learn from this, and yeah, he's worth keeping hold of.
I remember at one point we went for about 30 years with only Tony Hay as our only ever German player to play for us. So we had 3 in the starting 11 on yesterday.
I know.
So,
but yeah, hopefully he'll get a few more. Well, he scored a few now, hasn't he? But if he can get into double figures, it's a decent season.
He's got 5 now, hasn't he? Got 5 goals. Yeah. Claire?
Yeah. I think I agree with Fraser. Higgins, I think at home he's brilliant. Away.
Well, they all are. They're all the
same. I just think he needs to do more in the air for me with his size. I do think he needs to maybe broaden out a little bit. I don't know whether he was brought in as the Duke replacement. I don't know whether he was brought in to be the person to hold at the ball. But I agree with Rove. There's definitely a player in there with his feet and his finishing. He's brilliant. I just wish he did a bit more for me, like hold the ball up and win the ball in the air. Sometimes I just wish, I don't know whether he needs to be like a number 10 away from home and not the number 9.
Yeah, possibly that could work. Yeah, Craig?
I think I'm pretty much echo everything that I've heard around him so far. I mean, the one thing that I would say was, when we played against Watford and Tom Ince put that first goal away, everybody was going, oh, that's world class. That's absolutely brilliant. What a phenomenal touch and everything else. Duxie's goal on Sunday was almost carbon copy of that.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough said about it. I think his touch is great. I think Claire said this separate to us, but at Watford, few fans had words, and it was almost the rocket up the backside that was needed, because he came out on Sunday, and you almost thought to yourself, do you know what? He's going to score. He is putting in a shift there, and that was almost, I'm sticking my fingers up to you lot. You had a go at me. I'm now going to prove to you what had gone on. If only every player had done that at Watford and in the other away games and showed the passion. And the one thing I said last week on WM was after that Watford game, you look at the players that were in that squad, right, and on the field, they were fringe players. They were the type of players that actually should be turning around to Chris Davies and going, when Stansfield's fit, you ain't going to be able to drop me because I've played that well. You're going to have a challenge on your hands here. And there wasn't one player against Watford that actually did that. He made it easy. But back onto Dux, one other thing I will turn around and say is I love his running off the ball. I think, a lot of what you see and the hard work he puts in is creating the space. Stansfield and Dux is actually a really good partnership because they do create space for each other. I still don't think Stansfield's 100% fit.
No,
he didn't look it. He took a proper heavy knock in the across the festive break. Arguably should have been a free kick and a card, which was never ever given. But I just think he can again only get better, and I do love his passion in front of the fans. His finish, he's actually saying that Sunday, I think his second goal potentially was better than the first in terms of the finish. He took that first time, he created the space to get that through ball, and he took it first time. It was a great finish. So I mean, if I was to score him now, 6.8.
Yeah, I'd be about there as well. And I think we're all comfortable saying that Roberts, Gray, and Doyle are probably above 8, aren't they?
I mean, Roberts, if we get Roberts for £1 million,
What a
I
sniff.
mean, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because he's worth a lot more. Like, I would have paid 5 to 8 million quid for him, but fair play. Like, if we can get him for $1 million, snap the hand off.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And you know, Doyle, I would be sniffing around Doyle for a permanent move as well.
Well, we're a different companies in it, in my opinion. If we can sort this away for, mate, we will start to climb the table a bit, but, we can. I'm sure they'll be addressing it urgently, trying to sort something out with it, because it can't carry on the way it is, can it, obviously?
No.
It starts on Saturday, and I know people will say, it's Cambridge, it's the FA Cup. Let's get a clean sheet, and let's get a few goals away from home, get that win that we need, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, sort of mentioning Stano for a minute. I wouldn't even have him in the squad on Saturday. I'd just rest him completely.
Yeah.
A lot of them I'd rest Pake, I'd rest Stano.
Yeah.
I would, some of the fringe players that haven't played, just put them in.
Yeah.
Just give them a weekend off. Just rest them completely.
Yeah. Any more good debuts been mentioned, Chris? Have we seen any more?
No, I haven't seen anything regarding debuts. No, sorry.
I remember Marcelo's debut at Portsmouth away. I think it was. He scored an absolute goal. Debut, didn't he, at Portsmouth away? I'm just trying to think.
Forsell, because he was obviously there as well, but Forsell debut, I think he scored as well.
Yeah, scored 2 against Leeds at home. Yeah, in the Prem, that was a good debut.
Isn't Forsell Robe's friend? Can't remember now.
Hey?
No, I had a word with him on Sunday, and he said that he's not friends with Robe. It's all a load of rubbish. And actually, he's been in isolation since he met Robe at St Andrews at the last game, so he's stayed away. No, in all seriousness, it was lovely to see him with his family at the game on Sunday, and do you know what? You could tell the love for the fans. Well, what a nice chap as well. Are we
on about me or? Oh, you're on about Clint?
I mentioned the words "nice chap," so definitely.
There's a clue there. There's a clue.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, but yeah, we haven't gone into great detail on the games, have we? But and we'll move on in a minute. But I do want to mention the referee against Southampton for that goal. When Guiwata ran into him, why he didn't blow the whistle there is ridiculous, really. But I thought Davies has got to try and, once he's been booked, he needs to try and keep his cool a bit, because he's just going to get sent off again, and if he can't. And we do miss him when he's not on the touchline, don't we? I would say.
Oh, Fraser Higgins! What a great shout!
Yeah, that's all.
Debut, Stansfield against Plymouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's another good one there. Lingard as well. Remember that? We all think, can we sign him? Can we sign him?
What about Juki against Sheffield Wednesday? Last minute header.
Oh yeah.
Mick Graves has said Dave Geddy scored a hat trick against Portsmouth.
Wow, that's a great debut. Before my time.
Right.
Indeed, before my time as well.
Yeah. Nicholas Bentner, I remember his debut. He scored as well. Can't remember, it was in the Championship.
Colchester.
Yeah.
Mick Hartford.
Mick Hartford had it. Yeah, it's come up as well. Is Bill Minter said Mick Hartford scored on his debut.
Yeah.
Stern
John. Yeah. Who was that against now?
Was it can't remember who was against. I remember seeing him score, but I can't remember who was against.
Yeah.
Because the Lingard one was 4 goals, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's got to be the best, hasn't it? It's got to be.
It's got to be.
Home, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the first player to do it since Trevor had done it?
Trev. Yeah.
I don't know if a player has ever scored 4 goals for us on their debut before.
Not actual debut, no.
I think that's Lingard's the only player ever to do that, I think, in our history. Obviously, please correct me if I'm wrong. I just thought back to Chris Marsden as well against Wolves. That was a good one, wasn't it? That a nice goal on his there.
Good, yeah.
I was going to ask as well, how many of the clubs, to everyone watching as well, how many of the club's top 10 all-time goal scorers can we name?
All time.
I've got it in front of me. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I've heard of all of them, because I haven't. There's a lot of them I've never heard of.
Okay.
Joe Bradford.
Joe Bradford's got to be one.
Well, he's number 1.
Yeah, it's on.
Is this just for Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah, just for Blues.
Forsell
isn't in the top 10, Claire, no.
So Bradford, TF.
Duke.
Trevor's number 2 with
So
2.
Bradford, TF.
Duke.
Yeah, I reckon Bob Latchford's probably up there, isn't he?
Lucas Djukovic, yes, he's 5th, Claire.
Oh, right, okay.
So Duke is 5th with 68 goals. Joe Bradford is 1st with 184 goals. Trevor's 2nd with 95 goals.
Phil Summerhill?
No.
Kenny Burns?
Yeah.
Kenny Burns is 12th with 47 goals.
Wow.
Mikel Dalclair is 24th with 37 goals.
Wow.
Leave that open to see if anybody can tell us any of them.
Well, that would just give them time to Google, wouldn't it?
Well, of course it will, yeah.
We know what you're doing.
Well,
Simon Sturridge in and around that.
No, he's not there.
Bobby Hatton.
Cameron Jerome is 19th.
Is he?
Yep, 41 goals.
Could be some players in that list then that we don't.
Adebayo,
Yeah.
Adebayo Claire is 20th with 40 goals.
Okay.
You got to think of someone who's been there a good deal of time, ain't you? Like,
We're all going about strikers here as well, but I bet midfielders
Could be
are in that
midfielders,
list somewhere.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't sit here and say anything because, like I said, there's a lot of them I've never heard of myself.
Lee's gone for Paul Furlong.
Yes,
That's a great shout, yeah.
Paul Furlong is 10th with 50 goals.
Oh,
And
right.
isn't he still goals to games ratio our best ever striker?
Best in the club, yeah.
He possibly is. Yeah, does it tell me that here? I think I have heard that myself though. Yeah.
Paul Devlin's been mentioned.
No, Devs isn't in there. No.
Wayne Clark is another one.
Wayne Clark.
Prolific.
No, he's not there.
Yeah.
Fraser Higgins said Brian Hughes.
No, not there.
Yeah, he scored.
Trevor John Smith, Steve Claridge.
I've got the top 25 there.
What, Devs?
Devs
No.
is 36th with 29 goals.
I thought he got more than that, to be a little bit more.
I think that actually this might be league only. Sorry, that's my bad. So league goals, isn't it? Not all comps. I think.
Alpha James just said, where did you say Duke was in the list?
So Duke is 5th according to this.
5th. Okay.
Do we say Bob? Do we say Bob Latchford?
Yeah, Bob Latchford is Bob Latchford is 25th with 36 goals.
Wow.
All right. Wow.
Didn't he go to Everton though, after a couple of seasons?
He did,
yeah, he did more for Everton, didn't
He
he?
wasn't here that long then, was it?
What, Barry Bridges?
Barry Bridges. No, I can't see it.
I thought so.
Not in the top 25. Stano's 15th, 45.
It's actually
Eddie
try
Browne?
to think about the strikers over the years, and actually it's quite tough. This.
Do you want to have a game of?
Absolutely. Just before we do though, Claire, you wanted to shout out, didn't you, about something you're doing this month?
Yes.
Yeah, so this month I am running 2K a day for a charity called Sands, which help with basically it's for like maternity. It's for babies that have either died or that are struggling or like miscarriaging. So I think Chris, you put on the link. I've raised over £100 so far, so thank you to those that have donated. It is very hard work, especially in weather like this, but it's either on the treadmill or it's out and about. So 2K a day, so by the end it should be 60 odd K over the month. So thank you.
Yeah, so go to our Facebook group and you'll see the link there, and if you can donate.
Thank you very much.
I've had 3 names text to me, right? And 2 of these are from my old man. So I've got to say, I don't know about these. He said Gordon Astle.
Gordon Astle is 11th with 49. And this is all competitions, by the way. Sorry, not just league. I've just double checked on the website I'm on. So Gordon Astle is 11th with 49.
Another one that he said was, I think we've already mentioned Bob Latchford. So that one's been covered. But this come from your cousin, right? And I don't know whether this is correct, but he's actually said Che Adams.
So Che Adams is 23rd with 38 goals. Just remember, he scored 20. I think it was 23. Got in the one season. Top goal scoring before that was his top scoring season before that was 7. So yeah, a lot of his goals came in one season.
What about Nigel Gleghorn?
No, not in the top 25.
No.
No, I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of the other guys that we've said Furlong, we've said Djukovic, we've said Trevor, we've said Joe Bradford. I've never heard of. Do you want me to say him now? Just before we do the who, otherwise we could be here till 8:45.
I'm just laughing at Jason Hughes. Corporal Charlie Charleston from 1886 to 1894.
Right, okay. So number one is Joe Bradford. Number 2 is Trevor Francis. Number 3 is George Briggs.
Nope.
And he was born in.
Georgie Briggs. No, I don't.
He was born. He's got 85 goals for the club. It's pretty sad, isn't it, that we've never heard of him. He played 270 games, and he scored 85 goals, which is some pretty decent going. Eddie
Can he
Browne.
play against Cambridge? Can he play on Saturday?
Eddie Browne, born in 1926.
Oh yes, remember Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie Browne. Yeah,
144 games, 68 goals, which is pretty good going as well. Wilson Jones, 60 goals.
No.
Fred Harris,
Vaguely.
goals as well. Ken Leake,
Yeah, heard of that one.
54 goals in 111 games. Peter Murphy, 54 goals.
Man.
And that's it. And number 10 is Paul Furlong.
Wow. Well, there you go.
I'll ask you that again in 5 minutes now and expect you to tell me.
I don't remember one.
And people can't cheat and go to Google.
Go on then, Chris. Hit us with the who. Is this someone who's been on the show?
No, he hasn't been on the show. They're too easy. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. It's not nice to play in, but it needs to be done because you never know if it's going to be like that in the first game of the season. So, it was just good to get through that.
I know that voice.
Yeah, and me.
Oh, can I have a guess?
What?
Andros Townsend.
Good guess. Completely wrong.
Pennant.
Jermaine Pennant, Claire said no.
No.
Go on, let's have it again.
Here we go then.
It's not nice to play in, but it needs to be done because you never know if it's going to be like that in the first game of the season. So, it was just good to get through that game.
Oh, that voice is really doing my head in.
It's not Dimmy, and it's not Jonathan Hunt.
Can I
It's
have one more guess?
someone that's recently played for us, isn't it?
Yes.
Still playing now?
I think he is Yellow League.
Is it Tom Adiemi?
No.
Not George Hall, is it?
No. I'll try. I'm just gonna have a look. Who he's.
Jason Hughes has said Ravel Morrison, which is a good effort.
No, he's not. He's not.
No.
He's 30.
Actually, but on the way back from the Blues yesterday, I went to the petrol station and bumped into a friend of the show, Richard Beale. He was there. Yeah. So it's good to catch up with him briefly as well.
He's not at the club still, is he? Didn't he?
No. He's been to
West
watch the game with his kids. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
So it was only a brief hello, like a full on conversation. Obviously, when you just like when you do when you pass someone in a petrol station, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
It's not Nathan Redmond, Ravel Morrison, Longhello, Odin Bailey, Scott Hogan. None of those.
DJ Campbell.
And it's not Cameron Jones, Tyler Roberts. No.
Coming back to Scott Hogan, he got a lot of stick when he played for us, and I've never known anyone not do so well here, or not. It's not happened for Kyogo at all, and everyone loves him. Yeah. And Hogan by now was probably on about 10 goals, and he was getting loads of stick, wasn't
he? Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? Really.
It's not Jesse Lingard either. No. Sorry.
A hard one. This is.
It's not. How old is he now?
He's 38 now.
38 now.
Mm-hmm.
How old was he when he played for us?
I'll give you a good clue here. So it was the Zapago shirt he was wearing when he played for us.
Right, okay. Wes Thomas. Okay. Wes Thomas.
Well done, that man.
Oh, nice one for you.
I knew
Wes Thomas.
I remember the voice from when Robbo was on previously, and we tried to get him with that, and he just couldn't get it, could he? Do you remember when we tried to get Robbo to get him?
Yeah.
He just couldn't get him. I want to give an honourable mention to Karen Carney as well. Winning Strictly Come Dancing has also happened since we had the last. I'm not a big watcher of it. I don't watch it at all, but obviously I know the news, and she won it. And well done, Karen, for doing that.
It is, but you know what? Why haven't the club had her on the pitch I mean,
Yeah.
we yet again, what can we say? Birmingham City or somebody associated has lifted silverware before the Vile have.
Yeah.
I would have had her on Boxing Day, give us a little twirl, and then gone off.
She was there. She was there Boxing Day.
But get her on the pitch and show it. Get her to walk
exactly.
around.
Oh,
Do you mean,
Wagner.
literally, the amount that she said about the Blues, you basically had it promoted.
Yeah.
She was promoting it every single week. Get her on the pitch, everyone will be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But so well done to Karen. Did any of us actually watch it all the way through? Or
I watched some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her dances on Instagram, so I did keep up to date.
Yeah, I walked in the living room a couple of times and saw my daughter and wife were watching it and walked straight back out again. But well done, Karen.
I only watched it because she was on there.
She wasn't on. To be fair, when I walked in the living room, she wasn't on. She wasn't her turn. Couldn't even tell you who it was.
I couldn't get away from it. Liv loves it that much that it was on all the time. And even on the night of the final, it was my brother's wedding, and she had it on my phone so she could watch it and just make sure that she knew who'd won. And I tell you what, don't think I've heard a screech of yes so loud for quite a while.
Yeah, congrats to your brother, by the way, getting married, Craig. That was happening as well.
It was a good event, and thank you, Claire, for arranging the message. He absolutely loved it. But now he's done well, and he's currently sunning himself in Barbados. The lucky person.
Fantastic.
Nice.
What a lovely time to go there as well when it's so cold and horrible here. Yeah. And then the other thing that's happened since we were last on as well is Populous Architects were announced, weren't they, for the training grounds for the Sports Quarter, training ground. So well done to them in that tender, and obviously look forward to seeing them jump on board with the exciting project of the Sports Quarter as well, to go along with Manica and I can never remember the name. Heather Wick Studios, is it?
Wick Studios.
Yeah. So that was off the top of
I'll tell you what, 2026, when you think about it, what a year it's going to be for our club.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just waiting, aren't we, now, for the planning permission to be signed off and then breaking the soil for that first time. And I think that the pace that we will see things move, and knowing these owners and the way that they work, it's just going to be one of them, isn't it? We said it's going to be finished by this date, and it's going to be. No matter what it costs, it will happen. And it's just going to be incredible as we go through this year.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
We could be in worse situations like Leicester. They're boycotting their game tonight, aren't they? Because of their owners. So, do you know what I mean? We could be, West Ham. We could be a lot of these. We've been there and done it, and hopefully we're coming out the other side.
Jordan James is doing quite well for Leicester, and I don't think they're in a position to buy him.
I would have him back.
Would you? Yeah, I was about to ask that question.
Just for the people on the road that I sit in. Because we went on and on and on about him. Me and my mum loved him when he was at the Blues. I genuinely think he would be brilliant.
Yeah,
I think it looks like he's matured, hasn't he?
It was the only positive thing, really, when Rooney was here, because we put him in the 10 and he really did it at Purple Patch. He scored about 6 goals in 9 games, didn't he, if I remember? So there's no 2 of them as well against Leicester at home, weren't they? So there's no reason why he couldn't come into our team and play in that role in the 10 behind Stansfield or Dux or whatever, and be effective just as he is at Leicester at the moment. He's probably been their player of the season so far, isn't it?
Yeah. Couple of points on the message board I just want to cover off. So Bill Minter said, why has Tom Wagner not attended the last few games? I think he made it very public that he was spending the time out in the States with family and was away across the festive period. We will see him back. He isn't staying away. And Bill's also said, do people still think the stadium's being built? Absolute no-brainer.
Of course it is.
It's not about a stadium. It's about a sports quarter. It's about the city and what this is going to bring to the city. The infrastructure, the travel, the whole lot. It's
years. It's going to take years, isn't it, to build? And before you start seeing anything going up, obviously, you're looking at least 2 to 3 years just to prepare the groundworks and everything for it, And that's just the stadium, not the whole sports quarter.
No, that's it.
Yeah.
So
it's a massive project, isn't it? It's going to take a few years.
It's going to make such a difference to the club, that is. I mean, the income that we'll have over a year will be unbelievable. So,
I know we're getting short on time, but I just want to shout out one other thing that happened across the festive break, and that's the fantastic work that the BCFC Foundation undertook with Blue Nose Day and the fundraising that's towards, bringing the food bank area and the mobile food delivery service into fruition, because there's a lot of people that suffer within this city, and what the foundation are doing and how they're expanding this is absolute credit to everybody that works there. But also, let's face it, the foundation was set up by Knighthead. It's a baby and a child from them. So let's see that continuing. And don't forget, people can support the foundation outside of these things. Just visit their website. You can donate in there. And within the next couple of weeks, we will have some representatives from the foundation joining us on the show to talk about the fantastic work that they do and how people can join in and support as well. So credit to everybody that was involved in that. That was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Now, next week, I hope that we're going to be joined by the legendary Andy Griffiths from AMG Logistics. Obviously, been our sponsor now for last season and this season. And this season will be the last season that AMG Logistics will be our sponsors. And obviously, we'll announce our new sponsors at the start of next season. But I'm hoping Andy will join us next week. I'll get him to do his 1 to 11 and have a chat with us for the show as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And we also have a guest presenter, I believe, as well next week. Craig, did you say?
We do indeed. We will be joined. So for those that are listening, by Tally Jones. He is a fan home and away, has an absolute passion for the game. And the other thing is, check out his son. His son does some blogging and vlogging as part of it, called the Halftime Scram. Oh, yeah. So give it a follow on TikTok and also YouTube, because his content's absolutely great, and I'm trying absolute hardest to get him to join us and do some stuff for us on Tilton Talk as well.
Oh, cool! That'll be good. Look forward to that.
That'll be good.
Get us the link to his page as well for YouTube before next week, and we can share that around with everyone, can't we?
We'll get it post straight after the show.
Yeah, no problem at all. Rightio then. Well, is that a wrap, Chris?
He's listening to himself on the phone.
Oh, no.
Can't hear a word we're saying.
We'll just carry on. I just said, are we done? Or
are we doing predictions as we say goodbye?
The music's been going for 10 minutes.
Predictions as we say goodbye. You read my mind. So I will start with 3-0 away to Cambridge. Robe?
I'm going to say a mixture of kids and reserves, and we'll win 2-1.
There.
I was going to say 3-0.
Craig?
I'll go in the middle and just go 2-0.
Chris?
4-1. Blues.
Okay. Clean sheet would be nice. Okay, so it's good to be back, and we've been the Tilton Talk Show. It's good night from me. Oh, sorry, we're sponsored by AMG Logistics. After I've just said that, I forgot to say AMG Logistics. So Tilton Talk Show sponsored by AMG Logistics. Good night from me, and it's good night from Claire Wheeldon.
It's good night from me. See you at Cambridge, whoever's going, and it's a good night from Robe.
Who?
It's good night from me. It's been a belter to start, hasn't it? Been good. I'll pass you over to. Sorry,
Rob. I forgot to say one thing, Chris. Sorry. If anyone would like to join us on FanCam, we're going to bring FanCam back like we had before. Our sort of loyal, long-term viewers will remember it. But going back a few years, we used to have something called FanCam, where we used to have a guest fan on every week or every other week, or however often we could get them. So if anyone would like to join us on the show for an episode in the coming weeks from now until the end of the season, drop Chris a message, let us know, or Craig, and then we can obviously get that arranged and get a date penciled in for you to join the show. If you'd like to do that, you'd be more than welcome.
I think we're booked for the next 2 weeks, maybe 3. So
okay, so you got till the end of the season there.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Rob, carry on, mate.
No, I was going to say. I was going to say, if any of them, got 10p for a cup of coffee or a tea, it's a cold time of year, isn't it? I'll pass you quickly over to. Claire's been gone. It's Paul. Chris.
Yeah, me. Yeah. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining in, both on all the socials, and we'll see you next week.
And it's good night from Craig Courtney.
Well, I don't know. I was wondering whether Robe had just blatantly ignored me or what. You see, he's just got
Oh, sorry, Craig. Sorry.
just one job. I mean, I was also going to say, Robe, I feel for you being in Coventry after we just done that at the weekend. But now, I'm kind of glad you've taken the abuse. So it's good night from me. Have a great week, everybody, and speak next week.
I thought you can't possibly get that wrong now with 2 people left. Can't possibly go wrong.
He's focusing too much on that vodka that's in the bottle.
Yeah.
It's not vodka. Sorry.
Chris is like, come on now, I want to start the credits.
He's already finished them.
Good night, all.
Good night, all.
Keep right on.
We are still on, aren't we?
Probably not.
Well, we are, you're not.
Not for you, enough.
Oh dear.
Robe, have you bought some beer dye? Because I can't see the grey.
No.
Little tufty bit on the top.
Just had a wash.
Trying to look trendy.
I don't know. No.
New soap on a rope for Christmas, weren't it? That's what it was, Robe.
Soap on a robe.
Good night.
Are we still live, Chris?
We are.
I don't know.
No, I was going to say it's my dad's birthday on Wednesday, 79. I forgot. I would have said happy birthday to him, but I forgot.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Right then, I'm off.
Yeah. See you next week.
Thanks. See you next
Yeah.
week.
See you next week.
Oh, well done.
Bye-bye.
Check in the post. Oops, sorry, babe. Oh, good.
I was annoyed though because I could have stayed in bed. But
I can't believe that you managed to get a dossing day. I mean, what's the excuse?
it was a teacher training day anyway. Planning afternoon, so you don't have to be there.
Right. Shall we let Roby in?
Nah.
Got no choice.
I'll do it.
Got no to laugh at.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Do you know what? We might have to just make some Coventry references.
Evening.
Evening.
Oh, look, he's on the council pop.
No, I'm not. No. I'm on the sparkling lemon and lime.
Oh, I did think about getting my robe as well.
It's chilly, you need to.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I don't know how you're sitting in that area without a heater in there.
Gloves on though. Actually, I'm going to put these on my wife's coats.
There you go.
Apparently, Chris, everybody can hear the live stream.
Oh dear.
Chris is chewing his microphone. Oh no. You all right, Claire?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah. Work was sweet this morning. Very enjoyable.
Oh well.
I was gonna do the old well, that's how I say hello anyway.
Yeah, that's mine.
I know. Yeah, I was gonna do that this morning first thing, but I thought, I better not wind them up. But no, they're very bitter, to be honest.
I'm not surprised. My mum's like, I can hear you talking. Hi, Mum.
Oh God, we're only
Good job I
live.
haven't said anything bad in it, really.
We were only live streaming to
Yeah,
Twitter,
we're just live
Twitter,
streaming across
Facebook,
and everything.
and X.
No, no.
In the words of Big Brother, we are live. Please do not swear.
Oh dear.
I know on YouTube now as well.
How much have we got for Hanson? Do we know?
I haven't heard, to be honest. He's gone to Rotterdam in the ex-Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
I've been told 350, but I don't know how true that is.
How much, Craig?
350.
That's all right, though.
What I was going to say.
If you think about he's gone for 350, so we've nearly got close to £1 million for him and Dion.
Yeah. It's good business, to be fair.
Just 10 weeks worth of Kyogo's wages.
Yeah. You know what? If somebody came in the window and offered 2 million for Kyogo, would you take it?
Yeah.
No.
2 million? Oh God.
So
yeah,
someone offered
100%. I've given up. And I know a lot of people who have as well. It was that Southampton miss. That was me done.
There's a lot of people that have turned off him.
I just think he's never going to come good, I don't think.
Don't talk about yourself that way.
Who's that coming in here now? It's Lumpy McLumpy Bomb. Lumpy McLumpy from Lumpy Town. It's one of my friends on the one. I can just about see you in that one now. Oh, for God's sake. Say they. Tell him to shut up. Say, shut up, Dennis. Yeah. You are balmy lots. Shut up. Everybody will be listening. That's called a barnet. Right, and now I'm going to find the new barnet. You're a barn pot pest. Because I've got to do one. I've got to do this one as well, haven't I? I've got to change this picture. Hang on. This one. This one. No, don't touch any buttons. LMNPQRST. Good boy. That's the old bike. Don't work. Yeah.
Old bike.
Because it's a secret. Okay. No, it's a secret. You just found that there. I was just trying to say. That's for when you're bigger.
That's for when there's no snow after winter.
That'd be a nice surprise.
What you got there?
What?
Yeah. You haven't hidden those things, have you?
No. Well, that's got to be fixed up that one.
Next week, yeah. Do it.
We're gonna fix it up next week.
Hey, you're a noisy honey, you noisy. You're like a honey bear. It's like a what?
Honey bear.
A honey bear.
Yeah.
The honey bear's noisy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gummy bear. Gummy bear.
I've done nothing there.
Sorry.
Hello.
Daddy,
who is listening to you, and they're going to go, "You are a complete and utter nutter." Okay, you're a nutter. You're a nutter. You're the biggest nutter in the world.
Well,
Oh, what?
I'm going to tell Nanny something. Why?
I'm going to open the door for you. Bloody hell. Green kids. Right.